Ladies and gentlemen, Thursday's edition of Debate Amongst Friends is brought to you by the New World Order. Just kidding. It's not. It's Doc Leesner, the podcasting beast from the East, with the Professor John Gotti, the King of RNG, the Troll Master, the Data Analyzer, and the Conqueror. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the cleaner. He terminates your problems. Yikes.
Did you just call me Terminex?
Anyway, you could have been Terminator. You could have been John Wick. You could have been Terminex. You
Yeah,
could have
I'd rather be
been.
John Wick, okay? Let me be John Wick, please.
There you go. What's up,
Jeez.
Johnny?
Oh, goodness. I am just a humble advocate and
Yikes.
conciliary special advisor to mine and all of your tribal. Nope, it's tribal chief. Always tranquilo, Doc El Ido.
What's up, man?
How you doing,
We got.
man?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. We had some basketball. I mean,
Yeah,
my
real quickly
goodness.
though, Appalachian State upsetted Coastal Carolina. So a hopes for them to make it to the college football playoffs have been deleted.
Down the toilet. That stinks. And we talked about that last week too. If
Hmm.
that was going to be a major game, and I said Appalachian State always plays pretty dang tough. But yikes, right? Yikes. But we'll definitely talk about that. Um, you know, on Monday, right? See if those rankings come out and they're a little different, right? Alabama has a game. Let's see. If somehow Coastal Carolina losing moves Alabama up.
You do know that committee listens to this podcast. You better stop it.
Yeah. But that would be pretty funny though. But we had tip off here, NBA tip off Tuesday with
And we really avoided talking about the NBA over the offseason because there wasn't really a
yeah,
whole lot and there was
there
just
wasn't a lot.
drama crap that was going on.
I think outside of the signings and then the draft, of course, the NBA off seasons are usually pretty dull, except for your, minor stories. Obviously, we had to talk about Kyrie. We had to talk about Ben Simmons for months. We don't do that crap. And then you got some of the people coming together. Obviously, we had the Olympics, which helped, basketball. But Tuesday we had Brooklyn versus Milwaukee in an Eastern. That was the Eastern Conference rematch,
Yep.
in which Milwaukee won 127-104 on their home court, where their rings were unveiled and their banner dropped. Of course, Brooklyn fans in a tizzy, because obviously Kyrie isn't playing. But the big thing about it, and I think somebody else brought this up, um, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Bradley Beal is also unvaccinated and he's able to play.
Hmm.
And I think that's where there's a big issue and a big disconnect
Well,
between
what
Washington and Brooklyn.
and that's what I was gonna say. New York is totally different when it comes to District of Columbia
Right.
when it
So,
comes to the vaccination.
yeah, so it's a huge thing. And of course, we talked about, the NBA contracts being different where Kyrie's going to get paid whether he shows up or not.
Hmm.
So it's one of those situations. But then we had the other California game where Golden State went to LA and beat the Lakers, and a lot of big overreactions
Well,
to
that's
this
from
game.
casuals. That's why.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's just from casuals. That's it.
yeah, big time because I didn't feel like it was time to overreact. Obviously, you got a
And
new
and and did
Lakers
I or did I
team.
not literally say that
You did, you
right
did, and the
before the
Lakers.
season started?
And you think about it, the Lakers have to gel. I mean, you get rid of a lot of people that were on their last year's team. They had a lot of young people, and they bring in Westbrook, Rondo, Carmelo, Malik Monk, and Dwight Howard, as well as Avery Bradley, which I didn't even hear that they actually signed Demboya. I didn't even see
Hmm.
that signing, but that's a great signing for them because I really think he's a really, really good player.
I think
But
they signed him because he was cheap.
that too, he is cheap. But I honestly, if I'm the Lakers, I'm moving him up the rotation, cutting down Carmelo's minutes because I think it's time to start cutting down those veteran minutes and give that to Demboya, who I think can really help them. So if you put Demboya, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook in that lineup together with DeAndre Jordan, I think you have something. But they have to gel. I mean, Westbrook, with LeBron and Anthony Davis, he's not getting triple doubles. You can forget that.
Nope.
Rondo, he's not going to be the big scorer. He's not a big ticket item. Carmelo, he's not the big ticket item he once was. Malik Monks took a pay cut and a step back to just be a part of the team, right? He wanted to wear
Welcome
the
to the
purple and
LeBron
go.
effect.
Right. Dwight, Avery Bradley, like none of these guys are high volume scorers. So LeBron and Anthony Davis are going to have to carry a huge load for this season. Um, but that was opening night. Last night, we watched my Rockets play very, very sloppy basketball. But we also got a chance to see a thriller, which I wish was on night one, and that's Boston versus New York, going into two overtimes in which the Knicks were able to win 138, 134. Johnny said, "What the bleep was going on? They not back. This is terrible."
It was terrible defense.
And you said it because of I see his face. He's a dookie. Why am I having a hard time? Oh my god. Let me just click the button. Let me just click the button and
And
stop
normally I
trying
would
to
just help
chase.
out Doc, but I
No, no,
this
no. This is
is
good not to help. Jason Tatum went freaking
yes, he
7
was
for
cold.
30, 2 for 15 from three, but still scored 20 points,
No,
um,
no, that's no silver lining. That is no
11
silver lining. The fact
rebounds.
that he just got 20 points shooting that
I mean,
like that.
Jalen Brown went 46 on you guys, 9 rebounds, and you mentioned Robert Williams and Grant Williams. Which I don't know
Yep.
Grant Williams too much, but I know Robert Williams. He's a really, really good center. I think he's got some potential, um, but he had to wait his chance. He had to wait his time. Obviously, they had some veterans there before him. He just had to wait his time. But
Hmm.
great game there. Also, great game with Charlotte and Indiana. Obviously, people overreacting. Lamelo Ball almost getting a triple double in their win over the Pacers. But Lamelo, he's a good player. Um, Charlotte just needs to. Charlotte just needs to keep developing, right?
That's pretty much what it is. It's just them just developing the young players. But like, let's not sit there and be acting like, oh, he's going to become MVP. Like, it's only the first game. It's only the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
game.
I mean, he did drop 31, but it's the Pacers also who are still trying to figure out who they are.
Exactly.
Um, I'm starting to see that Miles Turner's decline in minutes, similar to like a Hassan Whiteside a couple years ago. So
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers trade Miles Turner this season. But we also had Chicago beating Detroit 94 to 88.
And we both said that Chicago is going to be a very fun team to watch this season.
Yeah, defensively and offensively, it's going to be good. And this is off of low shooting night for Patrick Williams, which I think people don't really talk about Patrick Williams enough. We only talk about Alex Caruso, who's dunking on people apparently,
I don't
but
talk
that's
about
neither
Alex
here nor
Caruso at
there.
all.
He's the MVP candidate, and
I
you know
no,
it.
no. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not drinking that meat and juice at all.
No, I get it. The newly formed
It's
Washington
terrible the
with.
fact that he is the.
Now I'm about to move on. Now I just want you to know that I was about to move on,
So
but
you mentioned Philadelphia beating New
yeah,
Orleans.
there you go. I was just about to move on, and he's like,
Hey,
"I want to talk about it. I want to
I
talk
moved
about
on.
Caruso for a second."
I just moved on. I moved on.
Uh, Washington, the newly formed Washington Wizards, led by Kyle Kuzma and the Bradley Beal show now, beat the Toronto Raptors, who, I mean, without Kyle Lowry, they're trying to figure this whole thing out, right? Do we want, you know, do we want any of this, right? Like they got Scotty Barnes, they got some good players. Do we want any of this? Is any of this going to work? So they're
Hmm.
trying to figure this whole thing out. But the Wizards pick up a good win. Um, The
Same here.
Grizzlies picked up.
Sacramento picking up a pretty good
Yeah.
win against. I mean, people are still calling them a formidable Portland Trailblazers team. I still think that Portland's still trying to find that last piece to the puzzle, in my
Hmm.
opinion. Um,
Yeah. Again, how long is too long?
exactly.
Right? How long is too long? Harrison Barnes dropped 36, and this is one of the teams that is supposedly in the Ben Simmons watch, right? I think they're looking at some of the people at the bottom. The Marvin Bagleys. I mean, anybody but De'Aaron Fox and Halliburton, right? Maybe not even Harrison Barnes, but they're looking at some of those bottom guys and like, hey, we'll package a couple people for this, right? But overall, good second night. Obviously, Denver beat Phoenix. Um, Utah beat OKC. I mean, that's you know, and Memphis beat Cleveland, and then of course Philadelphia beat the Pelicans. But this is also without
Yeah,
Zion.
that's what I.
Yeah, this is without Zion. Well, I got caught up because you almost brought me back
Nope,
in. You almost brought
nope.
me back
I just
in.
kept going. I just kept going.
I was like, wait a minute, we talking about Caruso? Uh
Nope.
oh, I
I
know he's
stopped myself.
MVP.
I stopped
Okay,
myself, and I moved on.
okay. But tonight we have a couple of games. Dallas going to Atlanta, Milwaukee going to Miami. Some of the high headline highlighted games. Clippers going to Golden State. Get our first opportunity to see the Clippers, right after their late season blunders, right?
Yep.
See if they can go ahead and pick the pieces up, right? Let's see if they can pick the pieces up. I mean, I don't know
Because you know what's going to
if they
happen if
can.
the Warriors manage to beat both Los Angeles teams.
Oh, they going to the Super Bowl. They going to the Super Bowl. Obviously, they're not going to the Super Bowl. But you know exactly how it is.
It is a
And if
great.
Milwaukee beats the Bucks, wow, if Milwaukee beats the Bucks, wow. Well, yeah, Milwaukee beats the Bucks versus Miami. There it is. Doc Leesner making headlines again. Oh my God! If Milwaukee beats Miami, it will be on Sports Center live. Panic meter flailing, and I think I broke Prof.
Let's go to football.
I think because we were just about to segue, and of course I was thinking about the Bucks, but it is what it is. We got Thursday night football, Johnny. We got Denver. We got Cleveland. We got no Baker Mayfield.
The Browns is getting the same injury bug as the 49ers last season. And it's happening right now.
I mean, it's not like Case Keenum can't do it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, not everyone wants to watch this game now because Baker stopped playing. And they don't have both of the running backs either.
I,
They don't have Nick Chubbs nor Kareem Hunt.
I mean, who do they
So
have?
no one is exactly. So no one's really interested in his game. In fact, I
Oh
believe because of
God!
all the injuries now, Denver is favored. I want to say like 2 points or something like that.
The thing about it is that there's a little bit in me that just says that Denver stinks, but I don't want to say that just yet. Look at the depth chart really quickly. At running back, we got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Demetric Felton, and Dearness Johnson. Dearness Johnson can do it. Dearness
Yeah,
Johnson's pretty
Denver's favored
solid.
by 2 points in this game.
I mean, you said it yourself. Donovan Peoples Jones with a big catch last week.
He had big
Rashad
catches last week.
Rashard Higgins, my EFL MVP. Rashard Higgins takes it in for the score. No,
Mm-mm.
nobody believes in the EFL legends.
Nope.
Come on, I say it every week. I feel like every week I say it.
You do,
EFL
but I
legends.
don't think they care.
I want to say Case Keenum might have been an EFL starter. I want to
He
say.
was.
I
He
mean,
was. I don't remember what team it was, but he was. I don't think he was in
yeah.
the MVP competition, but his team did
No,
all right.
no, not an MVP situation, but it's interesting to say the least. So you taking the Broncos? What are you doing here?
I am gonna. I'm gonna take the Browns.
Oh, he's still gonna take the Brownies.
I'm gonna take the
I mean,
Browns.
obviously they have the number one rushing team. I mean, the offensive line is still the same. Defensively, they're still top five dead or alive, and that's just off one LP. And I
There's
mean, they
only
have the
one
ninth
reason
ranked
why.
offense.
There's only one reason why I'm gonna still go with the Browns. Is because I still don't trust the play calling for Denver because
Yeah,
they continually still do check down um, in a lot of their plays, especially when trying to convert third and long, fourth and long.
I am
I don't know if I can
also
trust that lack of
I am
consistency.
also for the first time this season going to choose the Browns.
Wow. Oh
Uh,
yeah, because you never picked the Browns this season yet.
ever. But I think that they're still going to run the ball very well. The offensive line is still there. The defense is still there. They got two of the best pass rushers, right? I think that's still going to be key.
And of
Is
course, like I say every single week, I'm going to prelude my predictions with it's Thursday.
it is it is
So
Thursday,
anything can happen.
but both teams need this. Both teams need this.
Oh,
Now,
Denver definitely needs it because people went from them, oh my goodness, they're Super Bowl contenders to, are they trash?
are they trash? Now, I mean, there's some other, I guess, slight news out there. I mean, obviously, with the Browns, it's saying that Baker Mayfield will most likely need shoulder surgery after the season, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater is playing today, so that's good.
He played last week
Um,
too.
yeah, he did, but we also have the NFL trade deadline rapidly approaching, and I think the one thing that keeps coming up on my feed, of course, being a Bucks fan, is freaking Ronald Jones. But I mean, Bruce Arians say he's not going to trade Ronald Jones, but I mean, who hasn't heard? I mean, why would you say out again? I'm not a big fan of saying it out loud.
Okay.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade Ronald Jones, but they could, even though they say they wouldn't. I don't think he's going to get extended.
That I can believe. I don't think he's going to get extended. I think, if they decide to keep him, he's going to be there until the end of his contract, but that's probably about it.
He's a pretty solid back when he gets an opportunity. I could see him, playing in a different place and being very, very successful. But I mean, I could see the Bucks making a deal to try to get some secondary help. Um, Clearly, but it was like, what do you give up? What do you give up? But I know that the Jets, and Marcus May are having issues. Um,
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see. But
we'll track it as we get closer to the trade
yeah,
deadline.
and this is it. I think the deadline is this week, heading into next week, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yes.
but tomorrow, I guess we'll come back here. We'll talk about how the Browns beat the Broncos,
And now the
and
Broncos
how,
going to absolutely destroy the Browns tonight because of the Doc jinx.
and then we'll come back also and talk about the QB index. We had some movers and shakers.
Oh, we had a
Uh,
lot of movers.
but then we'll talk about those three NBA games, possibly if there's any notable things happening there.
Probably not.
But
And
Johnny,
also do our weekend predictions as well.
speaking of predictions, brought to you by the NWO. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I just keep saying that. But Johnny, I know you heard this podcast on your favorite podcast platform. But if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com to hear this episode as well as all of the previous. But be sure to tune back in here tomorrow, and we're going to go over the news, the analysis, and the reads.
For the brand.